Hey warriors, welcome back to the channel. People don't respect what stands still. They don't value what is always within reach. They don't admire what they can touch without effort. The world is built on a single law. The rarer you become, the more powerful you become. Every time you show up too easily, every time you give your presence freely, every time you offer yourself without demand, you destroy your own worth. And you do it with your own hands. Ask yourself this right now. Why are you giving your presence so cheaply? Why should anyone value you if you don't value your own silence? Why should anyone chase you when you are already standing in front of them? Humans don't desire what they already own. They desire what they might lose. They don't chase what's available. They chase what's escaping. They don't respect what stands beside them. They respect what walks away with calm indifference. This is why the strongest people in history didn't rule by being present. They ruled by being selectively present. They appeared with purpose. They spoke with weight. They acted with intention. And when their presence became too common, they withdrew. They vanished into the shadows, letting absence speak louder than any speech. That is the rule the world still follows, a rule written not on paper, but in the psyche of every mind that observes you. Let me command you to face this truth. You have been available in the wrong ways. You have been showing up when no one called for you. You have been giving energy to people who did nothing to earn it. You have been offering loyalty to those who barely offered attention. And now you wonder why your presence doesn't shake the room. Now you wonder why your silence doesn't scare anyone. Now you wonder why your absence goes unnoticed. Listen carefully. Your absence means nothing because your presence means nothing. Not because you are worthless, but because you made yourself common. A rare coin is valuable because not everyone can have it. A king is powerful because not everyone can touch him. A throne is respected because it is unreachable for most. But you walk around giving people access to your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, your time. And then you wonder why no one bows. You were not born to be accessible. You were conditioned to be accessible. You were trained to respond instantly, trained to over-explain, trained to seek validation, trained to be available, even when it destroyed you. I'm going to ask you something, and you need to answer with brutal honesty. Who loses sleep when you disappear? Who looks for you when you're silent? Who feels your absence like a wound? If the answer is no one, then understand this. It's because you never gave them the chance to miss you. Disappearance is not weakness. Disappearance is not cowardice. Disappearance is strategic power. When you disappear, you interrupt the pattern of expectation. You break the rhythm of familiarity. You force people to face the reality of your absence, a reality they never considered because you never created distance. Let me command you again. Step back. Now. Not tomorrow, not later. Now. Cut your presence by half. Cut your communication by half. Cut your emotional output by half. Do it coldly. Do it deliberately. Do it without announcing anything. If someone asks, "Where have you been?" answer nothing. Let your silence be the reply. Silence is a battlefield. Those who cannot handle silence cannot handle power. But there is a deeper layer you must grasp. People don't respect what they fully understand. Predictability kills power. When someone knows exactly how you will act, what you will say, how you will react, they no longer fear you, admire you, or think about you. They simply place you into a category in their mind: safe, harmless, ordinary. Ask yourself, have you become predictable? Do they know you will always reply? Do they know you will always show up? Do they know you will always forgive? Do they know you will always be available? If yes, then you have become psychologically ordinary. And ordinary people do not earn respect in a Machiavellian world. Your first step into power is withdrawal. Not emotional withdrawal, strategic withdrawal. You disconnect to rewire your value. You disappear to force the world to reevaluate what you meant. Every day you remain overly available is a day you sabotage your own worth. You must understand this law. Distance increases desire. Absence increases value. Silence increases gravity. Your disappearance is not about punishing others. It's about restructuring the power dynamic. When you step away, the world must move around you instead of you moving around it. But here is where most people fail. They disappear emotionally, not physically. They disappear with hurt, not with strategy. They disappear to escape, not to strengthen. That is not what I'm telling you to do. You will disappear like a king stepping behind the curtain, not to hide, but to remind the world that the throne is not always visible. You will disappear with discipline, not emotion. You will disappear with control, not pain. Ask yourself right now, and answer ruthlessly. If you vanished for 7 days, whose life would collapse? Whose mind would spin? Whose ego would crack? Whose routine would break? If the answer is no one, then listen closely. It's because you never built a presence strong enough to shake anyone. But you will. Starting now. To build a powerful presence, you must first build a powerful absence. Disappear to reset your worth. Disappear to create demand. Disappear until people feel uncomfortable without you. Disappear until they finally understand that having access to you was never normal. It was a privilege disguised as routine. And now the question you must face, the most dangerous one. Are you brave enough to become rare? Are you strong enough to walk away from comfort? Are you cold enough to let them feel the emptiness you once filled? Because only the rare are respected. Only the rare are feared. Only the rare are remembered. Your disappearance begins now. You have stepped into the shadows, and now the world begins to adjust to your absence. But understand this. Your disappearance is only the first strike. The second strike is what happens inside you while the world wonders where you went. Because disappearing is meaningless if you reappear as the same person. Withdrawal means nothing if you return with the same predictable presence. You must use your silence as a forge, your solitude as a weapon, and your absence as the soil where your rebirth begins. Ask yourself this with complete honesty. What version of you will return? Will it be the same soft version who tolerated disrespect? The same predictable version who responded instantly? The same emotionally fragile version who reacted instead of strategizing? Or will it be a version that no one has met before? Cold, controlled, unreadable, and sharp. Every moment you are absent, you are rewriting the definition of who you are. People are expecting the old version. They are waiting for the familiar you to reappear. But you must betray their expectations. You must let them wait for someone who no longer exists. Innocence is gone. Naivety is gone. Excessive availability is gone. You are constructing a new psychological architecture. It begins with cutting emotional noise. You must command yourself. Feel less. Think more. Do not let your emotions jump at every stimulus. Do not let your reactions spill out like water. Do not let your impulses expose your weaknesses. Ask yourself, why should anyone have access to your emotions? Why should they know when you're hurt? Why should they know when you're angry? Why should they know when you're frustrated? A powerful person is not emotionless. They are simply emotionally invisible. Your silence must not just hide your presence. It must hide your feelings, your motives, and your internal world. When people cannot read you, they cannot predict you. When they cannot predict you, they cannot control you. When they cannot control you, they fear you. And fear, whether they admit it or not, is the highest form of respect the world offers to the strong. Look at your life. Look at every interaction. Ask yourself this commandingly. Who can read you too easily? Who knows exactly how to trigger you? Who knows exactly what words make you react? Who knows how to pull your emotions like strings? Cut their access. Now. Access is the true currency of power. The fewer people who have access to you, the more valuable you become. When everyone can reach you, you become common. When only a few can reach you, you become elite. Think of the most powerful figures in history. Were they always visible? Were they always available? Did they let everyone speak to them, question them, challenge them? No. Power is built on distance. Authority is built on boundaries. Influence is built on scarcity. Let me ask you something you've been avoiding. Why do you talk so much? Why do you explain yourself? Why do you justify your actions? Why do you let people into your thoughts? Silence is not the absence of speech. Silence is the presence of control. Until your silence becomes more powerful than your voice, you have not yet learned influence. Your disappearance is your first step in mastering silence. But mastery requires repetition. Mastery requires discomfort. Mastery requires domination over yourself. Each day in your absence, command yourself to observe, not react. Watch how people behave when they don't have your attention. Watch who becomes confused. Watch who becomes insecure. Watch who becomes irritated. Their reactions reveal their dependency on your presence. Their discomfort reveals your hidden power. Ask yourself, why do they care when you are quiet? If your silence disrupts them, you already hold power. If your silence means nothing to them, you have work to do. Your goal is not to be liked. Your goal is to be felt. Every decision you make from this point forward must serve one purpose: increasing your psychological gravity. You must become a presence that shifts the atmosphere when you enter and creates emptiness when you leave. To achieve this, you must cut the behaviors that weakened you. Every weakness in your personality must be identified and burned out in this period of absence. Start with your need for validation. Ask yourself, why do you need approval? Why do you crave attention? Why do you fear being misunderstood? People seek validation because they have not validated themselves. A powerful mind does not look outward for approval. It looks inward for clarity. Next, destroy your habit of overgiving. Ask yourself, why do you give more than you receive? Why do you serve those who take you for granted? Why do you carry people who never carried you? Understand this command. Giving too much is not kindness. It is self-betrayal when given to the undeserving. You must also eliminate your emotional dependency. Ask yourself, who do you depend on for happiness? Whose attention do you need? Whose words can break you? Cut the dependency. Become emotionally sovereign. Disappearing forces you to face yourself, and many run from this. They fear silence because silence reveals the truth. But you are not like them. You will face yourself brutally. You will study your mind like a scientist studies a specimen. You will analyze your patterns, your attachments, your triggers, your blind spots, your weaknesses. Every strong person knows this rule. Power begins within. If you cannot control your mind, you cannot control your life. If you cannot control your emotions, others will. If you cannot control your impulses, you will always be a slave to them. Ask yourself this cold question. Who has emotional power over you? If someone can affect your mood instantly, they own you. If someone can make you react instantly, they control you. If someone can make you chase, you have already lost. Your disappearance is not just for others. It is for you, to reclaim your own psychological territory. In your silence, start observing without engaging. Start listening without speaking. Start noticing patterns others overlook. Start reading intentions instead of words. Speak only when your silence is no longer enough. Respond only when necessary. Return only when transformation is complete. People will sense the shift before you even say a word. Your silence will feel heavier. Your presence will feel colder. Your eyes will reveal less. Your movements will be slower, controlled, intentional. You will begin to look like someone who can no longer be manipulated, someone who cannot be read, someone who cannot be predicted, someone who cannot be owned. Ask yourself now, and answer without softness. Are you ready to become untouchable? Are you ready to give up comfort for power? Are you ready to stop begging for attention and start commanding respect? Are you ready to disappear long enough to evolve into something fearsome? If the answer is yes, then your transformation is already in motion. If the answer is no, then hear this truth. You will remain common for the rest of your life. Your absence must now become your crucible, your silence, your mentor, your distance, your strategy, your transformation, your weapon. The world has not yet met the version of you that is coming. Your disappearance has begun shaping you, but now you must understand something even darker. When you step back, people reveal their true nature. This is the part most individuals never see, because they never stop giving. They never pull away long enough to witness the truth. They never stay silent long enough to expose the shadows around them. But you will, because while you evolve in your absence, the world exposes itself in your silence. Ask yourself this with brutal clarity. Who panics when you go silent? And who feels relieved? The ones who panic were feeding on you. The ones who feel relieved were exploiting you. The ones who don't notice never valued you. Silence is the most accurate detector of true loyalty. Distance is the purest filter of false relationships. Absence is the clearest test of intention. People who say, "I care about you," reveal their real meaning when you disappear. Some will reach out. Some will wait. Some will get irritated. Some will forget you. Some will replace you. Some will only return when they need something. Ask yourself now, how many of your relationships would survive your silence? This is not a question. This is a command for self-realization. Because if someone disappears from your life the moment you stop giving, then understand something. They were never connected to you. They were connected to your usefulness. Your absence exposes the parasitic minds disguised as friends. It exposes the manipulators who used your kindness. It exposes the insecure who needed you to feel superior. It exposes the selfish who only came for benefits. You will realize something harsh. You were surrounded by people who loved your presence, but never valued you. Loved your availability, but never valued your essence. Loved what you provided, but never valued your being. Ask yourself this with ice in your veins. Why do you tolerate people who would never tolerate your silence? Why do you give to people who drain you? Why do you keep people in your life who celebrate your presence but vanish in your absence? When you disappear, you pull back the curtain. People reveal what they've always been. Silence shows their loyalty. Distance shows their priorities. Absence reveals your real position in their life. The truth becomes impossible to ignore. But here is where your transformation becomes dangerous. Once you see their true nature, you can never unsee it. Once you see who cares only when you are useful, you can never unknow it. Once you see who replaces you instantly, you can never trust them again. Ask yourself, how many times will you ignore the truth just because it hurts? How many times will you pretend someone cares just to avoid loneliness? How many times will you let someone disrespect you because you fear walking away? Disappearance is not just a power move, it is a truth detector. And truth, once revealed, demands action. During your absence, you will feel a shift inside yourself. You will begin to lose interest in shallow conversations. You will stop responding to meaningless drama. You will detach from people who add nothing to your life. Your tolerance for nonsense will disappear. You must embrace this. This is not loneliness. This is purification. This is not isolation. This is elevation. Ask yourself right now, why do you fear losing people who never feared losing you? You must become ruthless with your time, your energy, your mind. Not cruel, ruthless. Cruelty is emotional. Ruthlessness is strategic. You are not disappearing to punish others. You are disappearing to refine the world around you. While you pull back, the weak become uncomfortable. The insecure become exposed. The manipulators lose their power. The ones who depended on your attention begin to crumble. Let them crumble. Let them become confused. Let them feel the absence they never respected. You owe no explanation for your disappearance. A king does not announce when he leaves his throne. A strategist does not reveal when he sharpens his blade. A powerful mind does not justify its silence. Your absence is your declaration. Ask yourself another cold question. Why do you feel guilty for protecting your peace? Who taught you that your comfort is less important than others' expectations? Who convinced you that you must always be available? Weak people are trained to feel guilty. Strong people are trained to feel nothing when enforcing boundaries. In your silence, you will notice something else, something darker. The world is addicted to your reactions. People feed on your responses. Someone insults you, they want your reaction. Someone blames you, they want your reaction. Someone pulls away, they want your reaction. Someone mocks you, they want your reaction. Do you know why? Because the moment you react, they control you. The moment you respond emotionally, they win. The moment you defend yourself, they dominate the frame. Ask yourself this with full awareness. How many times have you handed power to people simply by reacting? When you disappear, you break their addiction. You deny them the reaction they crave. You rob them of the emotional victory they expected. You force them to sit with their own actions. Silence is a mirror. It reflects their own ugliness back at them. Your disappearance is teaching you self-mastery, but even more powerfully, it's teaching others that you cannot be moved, manipulated, or disturbed. Some people will try to provoke you into returning. They will try to guilt you. They will try to shame you. They will try to make you feel responsible for their emotions. Ignore them. Ask yourself, why should someone else's feelings be your burden? You are not responsible for the insecurities of others. You are not responsible for the chaos inside their mind. You are not responsible for fixing what you did not break. Your disappearance is not about abandoning them. It is about refusing to abandon yourself. During your absence, you will also feel the rise of your inner strength. What once triggered you no longer affects you. What once insulted you no longer penetrates you. What once demanded your attention now feels irrelevant. You are transforming into someone who is no longer emotionally reachable. Ask yourself, why should anyone have emotional access to you without earning it? Your silence is your shield. Your distance is your armor. Your disappearance is your rebirth. By the time you return, if you choose to return at all, you will not return as a participant. You will return as a ruler. Not because you dominate others externally, but because you dominate yourself internally. Your absence is creating the version of you the world is not ready to meet. Your disappearance has changed the world around you. But now comes the most critical stage, the moment where you decide who you will become when you return, or whether you will return at all. Because this entire strategy is not just about absence, it is about rebirth. The kind of rebirth that leaves behind the old identity like a shed skin and steps into the world as something colder, sharper, and infinitely more dangerous. Ask yourself this with absolute sincerity. Is the old version of you worth bringing back? The version that was overly available, overly emotional, overly predictable. The version that tolerated disrespect and called it loyalty. The version that carried burdens that were never yours to carry. If you resurrect that version, then everything you learned in your absence becomes meaningless. Your silence becomes wasted. Your solitude becomes empty. Your energy becomes diluted. You must let the weaker version die. You must allow it to vanish in the shadows, never to reappear again. Your disappearance was not a vacation. It was a funeral for your weakness, a funeral for your emotional dependency, a funeral for your need for validation, a funeral for your old identity. Ask yourself, are you willing to attend the funeral of your former self? Some people cling to their weakness because it feels familiar. They cling to their old habits because they feel safe. They cling to their wounds because they fear what they will become without them. But you are not some people. You did not disappear to cling to the past. You disappeared to conquer your future. Now comes the final metamorphosis. In your absence, you learn something that most people never learn. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your loyalty. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your presence. Presence is a privilege. Absence is a reminder of that privilege. And return is the final confirmation. Ask yourself this commanding question. Who truly earned the right to stand near you again? Do not allow everyone to return into your circle. Your absence filtered people. Your absence revealed intentions. Your absence separated the genuine from the users. Your absence exposed the ones who never deserved your presence. Now you must enforce boundaries with surgical precision. Some people must remain outside your life permanently. Let them stay there. Some people must be allowed minimal access. Keep it minimal. Some people will be shocked by the new version of you. Let them be shocked. Some people will try to pull you back into your old identity. Let them fail. You are not returning to fit into who you were. You are returning to rise into who you were meant to be. Let me ask you with absolute coldness, why would you ever go back to the version of yourself that people took for granted? Why would you ever lower your value again? Why would you ever give your presence freely again? Why would you ever kneel to old expectations? This final stage is where your transformation becomes real. Not because you changed, but because you maintain the change. Anyone can disappear. Anyone can withdraw. Anyone can take time alone. But only the powerful return as someone unrecognizable. Your silence must now take form. Your discipline must now harden. Your absence must now translate into a presence that cannot be ignored. When you step back into the world, you must walk differently. Slower, more deliberate, less emotional, more aware, less reactive, more observant, less accessible, more commanding. Your energy must feel like a fortress. Your eyes must reveal nothing. Your voice must carry weight. Your presence must feel expensive. Ask yourself, what energy will you carry when you walk into a room again? Will you carry desperation, or will you carry authority? Will you carry insecurity, or will you carry certainty? Will you carry noise, or will you carry silence? Will you carry old weaknesses, or will you carry new power? This decision shapes everything. Your disappearance taught you who others truly are, but now your return must teach others who you truly are. Not the old version, not the naive version, not the overgiving version, not the predictable version. You must return as someone with sharpened edges and colder instincts, someone who lives by a new code. And here is that code. Give your presence to few. Give your loyalty to fewer. Give your emotions to almost none. Give your energy only to your purpose. This is the Machiavellian blueprint. Those who get close to you must now earn it. Those who want your attention must now deserve it. Those who seek your time must now justify it. Those who desire your presence must now face the weight of your absence. Ask yourself with final clarity, who deserves the new version of you? Not in theory, in reality. Not in emotion, in logic. Not in desire, in worth. Let your return be a lightning strike, sudden, powerful, impossible to ignore. Let your new silence be intimidating. Let your new presence be commanding. Let your new boundaries be unbreakable. And let the world understand a truth they never understood before. They never lost you. They lost the privilege of the old you. And the new you is far more expensive, far more disciplined, far more selective, far more dangerous. This is the final question, the ultimate command, the one that will define your entire transformation. Will you rise as the storm, or will you crawl back as the shadow you once were? If your answer is rise, then understand this. Your disappearance was your initiation. Your silence was your training. Your solitude was your evolution. Your return is your coronation. Step forward. The world is not ready for who you have become. And that is exactly why they will respect you.